whether I say that the point was reflected in the y-axis or I say whether the point is reflected in the line x is equal to 0, it's the same thing. Okay, because later you'll see that the equation of the x-axis is y is equal to 0, and the equation of the y-axis is x is equal to 0. So whether I say the point is reflected in the x-axis or the point is reflected in the line y is equal to 0 accounts to the same thing. Okay. Whether I say the point is reflected in the y-axis or point is reflected in the line x is equal to 0, it accounts to the same thing. Please remember. So the equation of the x-axis is y is equal to 0 and the equation of the y-axis is x is equal to 0. Okay. Next, I told you the reflection of a point where the mirror is such that, or the mirror line is such that it is parallel to the x-axis. Now this figure, I think this figure is a wrong figure that I have given here. Actually you should be using this figure. Okay, please take a screenshot of this. Okay, and you will draw this figure. Take a screenshot of this. You will be drawing this figure for the case that I discussed last time. For this case, that is when the line when the mirror line is parallel to the x-axis. So you'll be drawing this figure. Okay, not this figure. Okay, you'll be drawing this figure. Fine. So, and I showed you that if you want to find out the image of a point P under reflection in any straight line or any mirror line that is parallel to the x-axis, you see this line is parallel to the x-axis. In such a case, what you do is you know that the equation of the any straight line parallel to the x-axis is of the form y is equal to b. So if I want to find out the equation of say pxy point under reflection in the line y is equal to b, what I do is I change the sign of the y coordinate here. Okay, from y it becomes, let me write afresh. Now pxy, if I want to reflect in the line y is equal to b, the image of P will be P dashed such that the x coordinate will remain the same. We'll change the sign of the y coordinate. But not only that, but we'll also add twice of this right hand component, y plus 2b. Okay. And I give you an example also. Let us take a new example here. Suppose if I want to reflect, say a point 2 minus 3 in the line y is equal to 4, or let's say minus 4 for the a little change. Under the line y is equal to minus 3, say. Okay, then this point will change to p dashed such that the x coordinate will remain the same. Since the y coordinate is minus 3, we'll change the sign of minus 3 to plus 3, and this will have an extra plus 2b component. So what I'll do is I'll write a plus twice, and b is my what? Minus 3 plus 2 into minus 3. So this is my coordinate of the reflected point, 2, 3 minus 6, which is same as p dash 2 minus 3. Okay, yes, 2 minus 3. Now what do you see here? You see here that I had taken the coordinate of this as 2 minus 3. Okay, and I have got the coordinate of image also as p2 minus 3. Is it possible? Can you tell me that is it possible that p minus 3, p2 minus 3 under reflection in the line y is equal to minus 3 remains the same, the coordinate remains the same? If you see 2 minus 3, the image is 2 minus 3. How can the object coordinate and the image coordinate remain the same? Yes, it is possible. It is possible because in such a case, P is called an invariant point. And when is it possible? When is such a case possible? P is called an invariant point. And when is such a case possible? Yes, it is possible in the case when suppose you have this mirror line, okay, and if the point P is on the mirror line, if this point P is on the mirror line, then the object distance is 0 and so will the image distance be 0. Okay, so therefore when the in short what you can say is that when the point P is on the mirror line itself, then it is said to be an invariant point. Okay, when the point P is on the mirror line. So when the then the coordinates of the object is the same as the coordinates of the image, such a point is called an invariant point. Remember this definition. Okay, we'll do a problem. We'll come to this definition again when we'll be doing a problem. Okay. Um, so I have covered when the line is parallel to the x-axis. Now I'll move on to the case when the line is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so let's see when when it is parallel to the y-axis, what happens? Origin, x-axis, x dashed, y, and the negative direction of y dashed. And when the line is parallel to the y-axis, it will look something like this. Okay, it will look something like this. The line is parallel to the y-axis, so that these two are parallel. Okay, this and the y-axis, these two are parallel. Now suppose if I take a point here, okay, a pxy, I want to reflect this in the line that is parallel to the y-axis. So what I do is I drop a perpendicular from here on this line, measure this distance, and then take the same distance here and reach a point P dash. So this will give me my image. Now how do I actually calculate the coordinates? What I do here is if I am reflecting a point Pxy in a line parallel to the y-axis. Now what is the line parallel? What is the equation of a line parallel to the y-axis? It is of the form x is equal to a. Okay, the equation of a line parallel to the y-axis will always be of the form x is equal to a. So I am reflecting this pxy in the line x is equal to a. Okay, in such a case, just the converse will happen. When we are reflecting in a line parallel to the y-axis, what was happening? We were changing only the y coordinates. Okay, now here my y coordinate will remain the same. Here, my y coordinate will remain the same. Y will remain y. The change I will have to do in the x coordinate. So what change? First of all, we'll change the sign of this x coordinate to minus x. And since I have x is equal to a as the equation of my line, I'll add a plus 2a component to the x coordinate. So this becomes the equation of, this becomes the image p dashed of pxy under reflection in a line parallel to the y-axis whose equation is x is equal to a. Okay, so let's take one example. Let's take P43 when reflected in the line, say x is equal to 5. What will the coordinates of this? In order to find out the coordinates of this, x is equal to 5 is a line that this is something that you have to identify. X is equal to 5 is a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, and in such a case, if it is parallel to the y-axis, you know that the y coordinate will remain the same. So 3 here will remain the same. The change will have to be done to the x coordinate. So my x coordinate is 4. It will change from plus 4 to -4. And not only that, but also I will add a plus 2a component to it, plus twice of what is a here? A here is 5, plus 2 into 5. So the coordinates of p dash that I am getting is 10 minus 4, 6, 3. So clearly uh, the the image of P43 is the point P63. Okay, let us take one more example. Let us take P minus 1, 2. When C is reflected in the line x is equal to -3, then what should be the coordinate? Now x is equal to -3 is a line that is parallel to the y-axis. This is what you must bear in mind. Okay, x is equal to something is a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Y is equal to something is a line that is parallel to the x-axis. So clearly here I have x is equal to -3 as a line that is parallel to the y-axis. So this the coordinates of the image of p dash will be such that the y coordinate will remain the same. Okay, we'll only change the x coordinates from -1. This sign will change to Riddhi, will you please mute your audio, please? Riddhi, please mute your audio. Okay, so 1 and then -1 changes to +1 plus twice of what is my a here? -3. So p dashed has changed from -1, 2 to -6 plus 1 is -5, 2. This is the image of the point. Any problem in this? Any questions?
No, sir.
We'll move on to the last part of this, the formula part. That is how to find the reflection of a point in a point. Remember earlier when I told you, you have only one case here actually, the reflection of a point in the origin. Okay, when the origin is a point mirror. Okay, how to find out the reflection of points in other points, that will come, that I'll show you when I'll be doing your section formula. Okay, the next chapter. So for the time being, we shall stick to our to the origin as our point mirror. Let us say I have my x and the y axis. Suppose I have a point here, pxy, and I want to find out its image under reflection in the origin, this point. Okay, my origin is my point mirror. So as I told you, according to your definition of reflection in the point mirror, what I do here is I measure this distance. Okay, I measure this distance and I measure the same distance here. Okay, and I get the point p dash as the image of p. In such a case, it will be found that the image of pxy will be -x minus y. Okay, so therefore, what you can remember is that any point pxy, when reflected in the origin, transforms the point -x minus y. So both the sign of x and y both change. So for example, if I want to find out the image of the point, say -1, 2 under reflection in the origin, then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the sign of both the x and the y. So -1 changes to +1 and 2 changes to -2. Okay. Suppose I want to find out -5, -3 under reflection in the origin. I will change the sign of both the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So -5 changes to +5 and -3 changes to +3. Any question here? You want any more examples? Are all sleeping or what?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, the weather is so good.
Who said weather is good?
Sir, me khushi.
It had to be you. So if I want to change, if I want to find out the image of p -6, 0, it will change to p dash. We'll change the sign of -6 to +6, and 0 will remain as it is. Okay, so reflection in the origin is quite simple matter. Now, as I have written here, see, if I have any other point, if I want to reflect a point in any other point, say I have this kind of a situation here, this kind of a situation, say, and if I have a point, say, pxy, and if I want to reflect this point here, m alpha beta, okay, then what should be the coordinates of p? See, from the graph you can find out, okay, but how do I find out? I measure this distance, okay, and then from m, because it is a point mirror, I take the same distance and get my p dashed, okay, such that this always has to be a straight line, okay, obviously. But how to actually find out the coordinates in your by you know without graphs, as we were doing in the case of your points that were reflected in the x-axis, in the y-axis, okay, in such a case, which in this case we'll be using section formula, that is the next chapter, in order to find out the coordinates of p under reflection in the point mirror. Okay, so this is and finally a note that I have given to you here is that if a point pxy, if you want to find out the image of a point pxy under reflection in any line means, say, um, suppose you have this kind of a situation here given. And if I give you a straight line like this, okay, I give you a straight line like this. And if I want to find out the image of this point, P, under reflection in this line, say L, then what will you do? You will draw a perpendicular on this line, measure this distance, and then again take the same distance here so that you get the point P dashed. Okay, the same distance here. This is how you find out. But how to find it in terms of coordinate geometry? The image of a point P under reflection in any line whose equation is given to you, that we'll see in the chapter under straight lines. Okay, so I'll be reminding you about these two when I'll be doing your chapter on section formula and straight lines. So with this, I'll start the problems. Now there are only four to five problems that I'll be solving here. At least I've given you a solution, and if possible, I'll try to solve more. Okay, but these five problems exhaustively cover all your varieties that come in your examinations. Okay, and before starting, what I must remind you here again, that in a graph paper, I hope you can see the graph paper clearly, this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
now in a graph paper, you'll normally be using a 2 mm graph paper, okay, that you have been getting in your class 9, the 2 mm graph paper. And in the 2 mm graph paper, you have two kinds of scales. Okay, one is this kind of a scale, and the other is this kind of a scale. Okay, now this scale, let's come to the first one. This scale, if you see, each division here each of the small squares, not here, let me just begin once again. Each small division in this graph paper is 2 mm. Okay, that means each of 5 that I take, 5 divisions, is what? 1 centimeter. We call this 1 centimeter when 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. All this is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, because each of the small divisions is small box here is 2 mm. So therefore, if you take 5 such squares, it will become 1 centimeter, and this 1 centimeter we take as 1 unit. Okay, and in the second case, say in this case, what you have is, you have, if you see, there are 10 divisions here. Okay, and each box, each square is 2 millimeter. That means if you are taking 10, this becomes 2 centimeter, right? This distance. In this case, we take 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So these are the two kinds of scale that you will be doing in your graphs. And the scale is 2 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Okay, and this scale is 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Okay, so this distance is 1 unit. This distance is 1 unit. And whatever scale you are taking on the x-axis, you take the same scale on the y-axis. Okay, so with this understanding of the scale, you now move on to problems. Now, what kind of a scale will you take? That is a question. The answer to this question is, either the scale will be given to you in the question, or if the question, if the scale is not given in the question, you will use your good judgment to take the scale. For example, see here, if you see the first question that you see here, use graph paper for this question. A11, B51, C42, D22. Now, if you see, if I use this graph paper, then 5 is within my reach in the x-axis as well as in the y-axis, right? So B51 is within my reach. But if I use this graph paper, 51 is not within my reach, because I can only reach till 4 in the x and the y-axis, isn't it? So therefore, I will use the scale 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit for this. Okay. So with this idea, let us proceed with the first question. Now the first question states here, use graph paper for this question. A11, B51, C42 and D22 are vertices of a quadrilateral. Okay. Name the quadrilateral ABC. So first we'll have to plot the points. So see here, A11, this is your point 11 here. Okay, so we'll call this A11. B51, 51. This is my point 51. Plot the points. C42. Anyone who has problem with plotting of points?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
And I hope you can see clearly here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
D22. Okay, so these are my 4 points, and I'll join these 4 points and form a quadrilateral with the help of a scale. Join the 4 points. Okay. So you join the 4 points with the help of a scale. Okay. Now, once you have done this, you will answer the first question. Name the quadrilateral ABC. What is this quadrilateral? If you see, these two lines are parallel, right?
Trapezium.
Is a trapezium. So that is what my answer to the first question is. The quadrilateral ABCD is a trapezium. Okay. Now you move on to the next question. If A dash, B dash, C dash, and D dash are images of ABCD when they are reflected in the origin, then locate them on the graph sheet and write their coordinates. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll Find out the coordinates first under reflection in the origin. So A11 transforms to the point -1, -1. B51 transforms to the point -5, -1. C42 transforms to C dashed -4, -2. And the image of D is -2, -2. Okay, so we are going to plot these points also. So -1, -1 will be somewhere over here. We'll call this A dashed, -1, -1. And normally what we do is when we are finding out the images of a point, we join A and A dash with the help of a dotted line, only to show that A dash is the image of A. See, as I have done here. See, I have joined all the points with the help of dotted lines. Okay, this is what you are going to do. Now here it's becomes a little difficult for me to show. Okay, so but you will be joining with the help of dotted lines, all the object points and the image points. Next, the image of B is -5, -1. -5 and -1. So this is my B dashed. Okay, and you will be joining B and B dash with the help of a dotted line. C42, -4, -2. So -4 and -2 will be somewhere over here. It will be your C dashed, -4, -2. Okay, and D dashed will be your -2, -2. So -2, -2 will be your here. So D dashed, -2, -2. Now what I'll advise you is to encircle each of the points. See, I have encircled here. In the diagram that I have sent you, I have encircled the points, right? So, but since I have a constraint of space here, okay, I haven't encircled the point, but you will encircle these points, all these points. Okay, let me first join, then I'll encircle. With the help of a scale, you join this, join this, join this, and finally you join this. Okay, and you encircle these points, write down their coordinates also as I have written here. Okay, so what you actually get is the image of this trapezium, the image of this trapezium under reflection in the origin. Okay, so this trapezium in this quadrant is actually the image of this trapezium in this quadrant. Okay, so see the next question. If A dash, B dash, D dash are the images, we have found out the images, then locate it on the graph sheet and write their coordinates. So I have written the coordinates here and I have located them on the graph sheet also. Okay, now the question is, are D, A dash and D dash collinear? Collinear means are they on the same straight line? Linear in English means straight and co means together. So are they together on the same straight line? Let's see. D, A dash, D dash. D, A, you have this point, D, you have A, this point, A dash, this point, and D dash, this point. Are they collinear? Yes, I can see that they are collinear. Okay. You can see it on the graph. Are these 4 points collinear or not? D, A, D, A dash, D dash. All these fall on the same straight line. Okay. You can check with the help of a scale when you're doing your graph. Okay. All these are on the same straight line. So therefore my answer is yes, they are collinear. Okay. And the last part is find the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Now this is a trapezium. Now this is the little, I mean, not too tricky, but you have to mind yourself, mind your this thing a little, the scale and the calculation. Now if you see, this is a trapezium. Okay, you need to find the area of this quadrilateral ABCD. You need to find the area of this trapezium. Now, what do we know the area of the trapezium is? Half sum of parallel sides into height, right? This we know. Now see here, from the graph, you have to find out the length of the parallel side. See, what is the distance? What is this? This is one parallel side, DC. What is the length of DC? This is 2 units, right? Isn't it? Because there's one square here,
Yes,
which is 1 unit, and there's another square here, right? So this is 2 units. How much is this length? How many squares here? 1, 2,
sir.
3, and
2 units.
4. There are 4 squares. Okay, so let me first write DC plus AB into height. Okay, and how much is DC? DC is 2 units and AB is 4 units. And how much is this height? This height is only one unit, right? 1 to 2 is 1 unit. This height is 1 unit. So into 1. So that is the area of this trapezium is half into 6 into 1, which is 3
3
square units.
units.
Any questions with the area?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.